Okay, so for this one, we're taking contour data into AutoCAD. So all I do is go to File, Open in AutoCAD. And I'm going to open the exported AutoCAD file from ArcGIS. And you can see that when I open it, it's no longer stretched. So that's because it's in map grid, which is a Cartesian coordinate system. If I select a piece of contour line, and if I go to the properties toolbar, I can get to that through clicking this little arrow on the right hand side here. And you'll see that elevation, with its capital E, is turning up as a property for each of these pieces of line work that is the contour lines. There's a couple of things I need to do to this line work before I take it into Max. At the moment, I'm just drawing a polyline from 0, 0 to my line work, to my contour line work, and you'll see that I'm a million miles away from 0. Max being a character, 3dsMax being a character program, likes you to work very close to 0. So what I'm going to have to do is set a user coordinate system, which is just like a reference coordinate system. The other thing I need to do is tidy up this contour line work before I take it into Max. It has a sort of a scruffy edge. Max really needs it to come in a tidy rectangle. If you need something that's going to accept a scruffy edge, you'll need to use CivilCAD. It's quite a good process as well. This time I'm going to use a command called trim, and I'm going to use the fence option. So I use trim, I select my rectangle as the trimming object, and then I use fence to get in close around the outside of that rectangle. And the closer I get, the less cleanup there is. And it will take a minute to think about all of the lines that are intersecting that rectangle. So just let it think. Then once that's done, I'm just going to clean up the outside edges, just selecting and erasing. You might have to get in and trim closer. I'm not going to trim this perfectly or clean this up perfectly for the demonstration, but you will need to when you're taking it into Max. No scruff. And you can get rid of that line that took you to 0, 0. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a point into this file so that I've got somewhere that I can always reference back to. So all I do is I type in point at the base. And for this circumstance, I'm going to use I'm going to have my endpoint snap on, and I'm going to select the bottom of the rectangle. Ideally for Max, you would set up a midpoint, which is perfectly in the middle of this rectangle. So by drawing a line across the middle of each side and getting a midpoint, because it's easier to rotate around. But it's just easier to show as a rectangle. I've then come up to my format menu and I've set a point style, and I've just made that point style reasonably visible so that I know where it is, because before it was just like an invisible point. What I can do now is I can type in UCS, and I will cover UCS in another video.